Many people over 60 believe stroke risk comes only from high blood pressure or cholesterol. That's what makes this next fact so shocking: poor microcirculation in the brain, something far less obvious, can quietly raise the danger just as much. You can often feel the warning signs before they show up on a medical chart. Maybe you find yourself forgetting small details, losing focus halfway through a task, or feeling dizzy when you stand up. These are not just part of getting older. They can be signals that your brain's tiny blood vessels are struggling. That is why today we are exploring a simple tea made from raspberries and black currants. Together, these berries are loaded with anthocyanins, compounds that reduce inflammation and support the small vessels that keep the brain sharp and resilient. A warm cup of this tea can do more than comfort. It can help protect memory and lower stroke risk. Before we dive in, I want you to join the conversation. If health tips like this matter to you, hit the like button, share this video with a friend who cares about their brain, and subscribe so you never miss our weekly advice. And tell me in the comments, have you noticed more forgetfulness or dizziness in your daily life? Your story could help someone else realize they are not alone. You pick up a handful of raspberries, bright red and delicate, and it is easy to think of them as nothing more than a sweet summer snack. Yet inside these small berries are anthocyanins, natural pigments that do far more than add color. They are powerful defenders for the brain, especially as we grow older. Anthocyanins belong to a larger family of antioxidants called flavonoids. Their role in the body is to calm inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and keep blood vessels flexible. For the brain, this is critical. Every memory you recall, every sentence you speak, and every step you take depends on a steady flow of blood through tiny vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients. As those vessels stiffen or weaken with age, the brain struggles to stay sharp. Raspberries bring in compounds that help protect these microvessels, keeping them more resilient. A study published in Nutrients in 2020 found that older adults who consumed flavonoid-rich berries regularly showed better memory performance and stronger blood flow in brain regions tied to attention and learning. The reason is simple: anthocyanins help prevent the small clots and damage that slow down circulation, giving the brain the fuel it needs to stay alert. You may notice times when your thoughts feel slower, or when recalling a name takes longer than it should. These moments can be frustrating, but they are not random. Often, they reflect how well your brain's circulation is working. Adding raspberries to the diet, whether fresh or frozen, introduces a steady supply of anthocyanins that support those tiny vessels. The best part is that raspberries keep their strength even when frozen. For seniors in the US, especially in the fall and winter when fresh berries are harder to find, frozen packs are a practical choice. They are picked at peak ripeness and quickly frozen, locking in the antioxidants. This means you do not have to wait for summer to get the brain protective benefits. Another point worth noting is how gentle raspberries are on the system compared to many processed foods. They are naturally low in sugar and high in fiber, which helps keep blood sugar stable. This combination supports both the brain and the heart, reducing two key risks for stroke at once. For people managing diabetes, raspberries can be included safely, especially when blended into teas or smoothies without added sweeteners. Now let's return to the focus of this episode, the raspberry tea. When the berries are steeped in warm water, the anthocyanins and other antioxidants are released into the liquid, making them easy for the body to absorb. Drinking them this way not only hydrates, but also delivers protective compounds in a form that feels soothing and enjoyable. All of this leads us to one clear idea. Raspberries may look fragile, but they carry a strength that helps guard the brain against the small, silent changes that build into bigger problems. If you already enjoy them, that is a habit worth keeping. And if not, this raspberry tea is a simple way to begin. There are days when you wake up and your head feels heavy, or your thoughts move slower than usual. Many seniors assume that this is just part of aging, but often, these moments point to how well or how poorly microcirculation in the brain is working. This is where black currants step in with quiet but powerful support. When we talk about circulation, most people think of the heart pumping blood through large arteries. But the brain relies on something much finer, microcirculation. The network of tiny vessels so thin they are smaller than a strand of hair. These small channels deliver oxygen and nutrients directly to brain cells and carry away waste. As we age, microcirculation often weakens first. The vessels lose flexibility. Blood flow slows, and the brain begins to feel the effects of memory slips. Slower thinking. Dizziness. Supporting microcirculation is like caring for the roots of a tree if the roots are strong. The whole tree stays alive. Fruits rich in anthocyanins, like raspberries and black currants, directly nourish and protect these delicate vessels. Black currants, with their deep purple color, are among the richest natural sources of anthocyanins. These compounds go beyond giving the fruit its vibrant shade. They strengthen the lining of small blood vessels, improve flexibility, and reduce inflammation that clogs circulation. For the brain, this means steadier oxygen supply, better focus, and reduced risk of the vessel damage that can lead to stroke. Scientists have documented these effects. In one study from the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging, older adults who consumed black currant extract showed measurable improvements in blood flow to the brain and sharper cognitive performance. The anthocyanins appear to enhance the release of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps vessels relax and expand, ensuring smoother blood circulation. Think of how critical this is for daily living. When microcirculation slows down, memory suffers first. You might find yourself searching for a word or losing your train of thought mid-sentence. Over time, poor microcirculation increases the chance of vascular dementia or stroke. By supporting these tiny vessels, black currants help keep the pathways open and the brain well-fed. For seniors in the U.S., black currants are not always as familiar as blueberries or raspberries, yet they are increasingly available in frozen form, especially in larger supermarkets and health food stores. The frozen variety holds much of the same anthocyanin content, making it a reliable option when fresh fruit is not in season. That accessibility is important, because consistency matters more than rarity when it comes to protecting the brain. Another benefit of black currants is their ability to balance inflammation throughout the body. This is particularly valuable for older adults living with high blood pressure or high cholesterol, conditions that already strain the vessels. By calming inflammation, black currants reduce the wear and tear on arteries and allow circulation to flow more smoothly. In the tea we are highlighting today, pairing black currants with raspberries creates a double source of anthocyanins. While raspberries begin the work of vessel protection, black currants reinforce it, especially in the smallest branches of circulation deep inside the brain. The result is not just a flavorful tea, but a drink designed to give the brain steady support where it needs it most. Here's the thought to carry forward: black currants may not be as common in your kitchen yet, but they bring something rare: powerful support for the brain's smallest blood vessels, the ones most often overlooked. Adding them to your diet, even once or twice a week, is an easy way to give your brain an advantage. Just as two voices sound fuller when they sing in harmony, raspberries and black currants create a stronger effect when they are enjoyed together. Each berry is valuable on its own, but when combined, their anthocyanins overlap and amplify each other's impact, offering the brain more protection than either fruit could provide alone. Anthocyanins are pigments, but they are also signaling molecules inside the body. They reduce oxidative stress, lower inflammation, and improve the way blood vessels expand and contract. Raspberries deliver a balanced amount, while black currants bring a higher concentration. When both are consumed in one drink, the body receives a broader spectrum of these compounds, making the protective effect deeper and longer lasting. Nutrition research supports this idea. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Nutrition concluded that dietary patterns rich in mixed berries led to better improvements in cognitive function and vascular health compared to diets focused on only one berry type. The reason, scientists believe, is synergy different. Anthocyanins act on slightly different pathways, and together they create a more complete shield for the brain. In practical terms, this means the small vessels that keep the brain alive are not only protected from inflammation, but also encouraged to stay flexible. That flexibility is vital because stiff, narrowed vessels restrict blood flow, leaving neurons hungry for oxygen. With both raspberries and black currants in the diet, the brain has a greater chance of staying alert and resilient against decline. Taste also plays an important role. Health habits last when they feel rewarding. Raspberries contribute a gentle tartness, black currants add a deeper, bolder flavor, and together they create a tea that feels satisfying as well as beneficial. For seniors, this is important. When something tastes good, it becomes easier to return to it week after week, turning it from a single choice into a true routine. Think about what this means in daily life. Instead of asking the brain to fight on its own, we provide a steady stream of nutrients from two sources at once. The result is fewer lapses of focus, better circulation to prevent dizziness, and a lower risk of the vessel damage that leads to stroke. It is not about chasing miracles. It is about supporting the body with consistent, natural protection. To put it plainly, raspberries open the door to healthier circulation, and black currants walk through it, reinforcing and extending the benefit. Together, they make this tea more than just a seasonal drink. It becomes a practical way to protect the brain's microcirculation and memory well into later life. So let's end this point on a clear thought harmony matters. By pairing raspberries with black currants, we give our brains stronger support than either fruit can provide alone. The science explains why it works, but our daily routine decides whether we get the benefit. A healthy recipe only works when it is simple, practical, and easy enough to enjoy regularly. This raspberry and black currant tea was designed with that in mind. The method begins with half a cup of raspberries fresh if you can find them, frozen if that is more convenient. Add half a cup of black currants, also fresh or frozen, and place them in about 300 milliliters of warm water. The water temperature should be between 80 and 90 degrees Celsius, or just below boiling, because extreme heat can damage some of the delicate anthocyanins. Let the berries steep for about 10 minutes. During this time, the water slowly takes on a rich color as the anthocyanins and antioxidants are released. Strain the liquid if you prefer a smooth tea, or leave some pulp if you enjoy a thicker texture. For added freshness, you may drop in a few mint leaves before drinking. This process does not require special tools. A simple pot, mug, or even a thermos will do. And because frozen berries work just as well, seniors do not need to worry about the season. In fact, frozen fruits are often harvested at peak ripeness, which means they keep their full strength. That makes the recipe affordable and practical year-round. For most people, drinking the tea in the morning brings the best benefit, giving the brain hydration and antioxidants at the start of the day. If mornings are busy, an evening cup works too, especially after dinner, when the body is settling down and preparing to repair itself overnight. The key is consistency. 2 or 3 times per week is enough to support circulation without overwhelming the system. A single glass, around 250 milliliters, is ideal. More than that at one time does not add extra protection, and too much liquid late at night may disturb sleep by waking you up for bathroom trips. For those with sensitive stomachs, particularly seniors with acid reflux or chronic gastritis, the tea can be diluted with extra water and taken after meals to avoid discomfort. The natural tartness of raspberries and black currants is part of what makes them powerful. Adding sugar or sweeteners not only reduces the health benefit, but also puts extra strain on blood vessels. If the flavor feels too sharp at first, start with a more diluted tea and gradually adjust until your taste buds adapt. This recipe is more than a drink, it is a small ritual. Preparing the tea slowly, letting the berries release their color into the water, and then sipping it while warm gives both body and mind a sense of calm. Many seniors find that these small rituals are just as valuable as the nutrients themselves, because they create moments of focus and peace in the day. The takeaway here is that the tea works best when you prepare it carefully. Drink it in moderation, and keep it as a steady part of your weekly rhythm. That is what transforms it from a recipe on paper into a true health habit. Now I want to ask you, would you prefer this tea as a morning start or as an evening drink to wind down your day? Share your answer in the comments. Your choice might inspire others to find the time that works best for them. As fall settles across the United States, many fresh fruits reach the end of their harvest season. Raspberries and black currants are no exception. But here is the good news. Their health benefits are not limited to the short weeks when they are picked fresh. Thanks to modern freezing methods, these berries stay available year-round, and they keep much of their protective strength even when packaged. For seniors, this is especially important. Frozen raspberries and black currants are often picked at peak ripeness and quickly preserved, which locks in anthocyanins and vitamin C. That means whether you shop in a small-town grocery store or a larger supermarket chain, you can usually find a bag of frozen berries ready to be used for tea. It is an affordable and reliable way to make sure the brain still receives the nutrients it needs, even in the middle of winter. Another practical benefit is shelf life. Fresh berries spoil quickly, which makes it harder to keep them on hand. Frozen packs solve that problem. They sit in the freezer until you are ready, giving you flexibility without waste. For seniors who may shop less frequently, this can make a real difference in keeping healthy habits sustainable. It is also worth mentioning the cost. Seasonal fresh raspberries can be expensive, especially out of season. Frozen berries are usually priced more reasonably, while still carrying most of the same health benefits. This makes the recipe accessible, so protecting the brain does not feel like a luxury. When you use frozen fruit for tea, the preparation is nearly the same as with fresh fruit. Simply take out half a cup of raspberries and half a cup of black currants, add them to warm water, and let them steep. If the flavor feels too sharp, dilute with extra water until it suits your taste. The important thing is consistency, building this into your weekly rhythm, whether it is 2 or 3 times a week, so the brain receives steady support. The key point is that eating with the season makes sense, but frozen options mean you are not limited by the calendar. By keeping berries on hand, you can turn this recipe into a year-round practice, not just a seasonal experiment. So let's close this section with one clear thought: health habits last when they are simple, affordable, and practical. Frozen raspberries and black currants give us exactly that: an easy way to make sure brain protection is always within reach. Now I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you usually buy berries fresh when they are in season, or do you rely more on frozen packs during the rest of the year? Share your answer in the comments. Your routine might help someone else find a way to keep this habit alive all year long. We've reached the end of our journey with this simple yet powerful tea, and it is time to pull the lessons together. Raspberries reminded us that even small fruits can carry great strength, protecting memory and brain vessels through their anthocyanins. Black currants showed how vital it is to keep microcirculation flowing smoothly, nourishing the brain cell by cell. When we bring the two together, they act in harmony, amplifying each other's effects for stronger protection against stroke. The method of preparation turned out to be simple: warm water, gentle steeping, no added sugar, making it easy to fit into any senior's weekly rhythm. And thanks to frozen packs, this tea is not tied to the season. It is a habit that can continue year-round, affordable and practical. All of these points lead us back to one truth: a small, steady ritual like raspberry and black currant tea can give lasting support to the brain and help lower the risk of stroke after 60. I do want to remind you, if you're living with diabetes, stomach issues, or any chronic condition, enjoy the tea in moderation and always check with your doctor first. This is a supportive habit, not a replacement for medical care. Now here is my invitation to you. Try preparing this tea at home this week. Notice how it feels to add it to your routine. Then come back and tell us in the comments. You might inspire someone else to take the same step toward better brain health. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who cares about their health, and subscribe so you never miss the practical tips we share each week. Together, we can stay sharper, steadier, and healthier long after 60.